Posey Packer Nation, welcome back. This is another episode of Pack, the podcast where you don't have to bleed green and gold, but let's be honest, it sure feels better if you do. I'm your host, Tom, and I still can't quite believe the words that are about to come out of my mouth. Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer. If you had told me that a year ago, I would have laughed and told you to wake up. But this is reality, and it is one of the most stunning moves the franchise has made in decades. Today, we're going to break it all down. We'll talk about what Parsons brings to the defense, what this means for the run game and secondary, how his contract fits into the team's long-term plans, and why this move signals that the Packers are officially in all-in mode. It's been a whirlwind few days in Green Bay, and the excitement around this trade hasn't worn off. The story begins in Dallas. The Cowboys had multiple opportunities to extend Parsons, but whether it was salary cap priorities, stubborn negotiation, or mismanagement, they failed to lock him up. Instead, they paid Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, while letting their best defensive player hit a contract year. The result? Green Bay swooped in and pulled off one of the most shocking trades in recent memory. Players like Parsons, at 26 years old, with multiple All-Pro seasons and historic sack production, almost never become available. He is in the middle of his prime, and his name already sits next to Reggie White in the record books. The cost was steep, 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark, but the opportunity was too rare to pass up. Of course, parting with Kenny Clark wasn't easy. Clark has been a core member of this team for years, a leader on and off the field, and one of my personal favorites. I even own a signed Clark jersey. He was respected by his teammates, beloved by fans, and recognized around the league as a tough competitor. Even Parsons himself mentioned Clark in his opening press conference, showing the kind of respect Clark commands. Still, while the loss hurts emotionally, it makes sense logically. Clark's contract wasn't aging well, his production had dipped, and he could have been a cap casualty after this year. From that standpoint, moving him while acquiring Parsons looks far more like a smart business decision than a reckless gamble. So let's talk about the prize. Micah Parsons. He is a true game changer. In just 4 NFL seasons, he has racked up 52.5 sacks, forced 9 fumbles, and earned 3 first-team All-Pro honors. Even last year, when he battled back issues, he graded out as one of the league's most dominant pass rushers. What makes Parsons special isn't just the stats, it's the way he dictates games. Offenses have to account for him on every snap, often double-teaming him, which opens opportunities for the rest of the defense. In Jeff Hafley's new defensive system, Parsons becomes the ultimate chess piece. His presence alone frees up Rashawn Gary for more one-on-one matchups, while Lucas Van Ness can slide inside and create havoc against interior linemen. Suddenly, the Packers' pass rush looks like one of the deepest and most dangerous in the league. Of course, there are always critics. Some point out that Parsons isn't elite against the run. His run defense grade in 2024 was 65.5, which doesn't blow anyone away. But for context, Kenny Clark's was even lower at 57.1, and despite that, the Packers still finished 7th in the NFL against the run. This isn't a one-man job. It's about the unit. Devontae Wyatt will need to step up, and Van Ness may get more reps inside. But the loss of Clark isn't a death sentence. In fact, Parsons' disruptive presence could actually make the run defense more effective by forcing plays toward linebackers who can clean up. And let's not forget, Green Bay's defense already ranked 6th in points allowed last season. Parsons doesn't fix a broken unit, he elevates an already good one to elite status. The other major factor here is the contract. When the numbers first dropped, it was eye-popping. $42 million per year, $120 million guaranteed, quarterback-level money. But the deal was structured brilliantly by Russ Ball, the Packers cap wizard. The heaviest hits don't come until later, which means the team still has flexibility now. In fact, they have nearly $15 million in cap space for 2025, even with Parsons on the books. The reality is that this creates a 2 to 3 year Super Bowl window where the Packers can still be aggressive in free agency, stack talent around Jordan Love, and make a run at a Lombardi. After 2027, renegotiations will likely happen, but for now, the window is wide open. So what does this mean in the short term? Don't expect Parsons to play a full workload in Week 1 against Detroit. He just got his playbook, and hasn't had time to learn the full defense. Expect a snap count or simple packages where his only job is to chase Jared Goff. But by mid-season, especially by that Week 4 matchup against Dallas under the lights, he should be fully unleashed. And once Hafley starts moving him around the formation, disguising pressures, and using him to unlock the rest of the defense, we'll see just how transformational this trade really is. Stepping back, this move signals something bigger. The Packers are all in. This is not the conservative, draft and develop Green Bay front office we've known for decades. This is a team that believes in Jordan Love, that believes its roster is close, and that is willing to push chips to the center of the table. Along with signing Xavier McKinney at safety, adding Josh Jacobs in the backfield, and finally drafting a receiver in the first round with Matthew Golden, the Packers have made bold, uncharacteristic moves in back-to-back off-seasons. This isn't just about contending. It's about winning now. And make no mistake, this is the most promising shot the Packers have had since 2020. With Parsons anchoring the defense, with Love developing into a franchise quarterback, with a front office suddenly acting aggressively, Green Bay is positioned as one of the NFC's top contenders. Yes, the Eagles remain the benchmark, and yes, injuries are always the wild card. But on paper, this is a team that can win the Super Bowl. The defense is stacked. The offense has upside. The cap is manageable. Everything is aligned. So to every Packers fan listening, get ready. These next few years are going to be a ride. With Micah Parsons in the fold, the Lombardi Trophy doesn't just feel like a dream anymore. It feels like a real possibility.